What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about what to do after you purchase your product. So whether you just did this now or you're about to purchase your product and you want to know what to do after you purchase your product, this is the perfect video for you. I will say right now that so many people waste so much time. I'm talking about wasting 30 days with the sales because they don't know what to do after they purchase their product. This is probably the most important time of you to get everything done, get everything ready before you get your product into Amazon's FBA warehouse. And it may seem like you have 30 days of downtime, but really you do not. Trust me from experience, I've wasted months where my product finally got into Amazon after 30 days and then I was not ready to sell. And then I waited another 30 days, whether that's for getting photos or getting your listing created, or there was other hiccups and delays, whether it's inspection services. So I'm gonna walk you through after you purchase your product, and whether, again, if you've just purchased your product or you want to prepare and know what comes after this, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do after this step. So that way, when your product gets into the Amazon FBA warehouse, you're ready to go that first day, take advantage of that honeymoon period and get right to work, get selling, everything like that. Before we hop on my screen here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel down below. Make sure you don't miss anything Amazon FBA related going forward. All right, guys, hop on my screen right now. Okay, so I've broken this down into 6 steps for you here today to make sure that you don't miss anything. Everything is good to go. First of all, I want to say, if this is your first order, congratulations. This is a huge step for you. This is a big moment in your life, big moment in your Amazon FBA career. I literally remember ordering my first product and being nervous as hell. So I remember ordering that product and just pacing up and down my hallway because it was a big first payment with my first product. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I was anxious. I was excited. I was nerve-wracked. And I paced, I swear, for like 30 to 45 minutes. Just like, what do I do next? What do I do next? I need to do something else or I'm going to lose my mind. So if you're feeling this way, don't feel bad. This is totally normal. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you those steps, which I've learned. It took me like 5 or 6 products to figure out what I should be doing efficiently with my time at this time. And so I'm going to show you those steps that way. Again, because what happened to me is our product would get live into Amazon and then I wouldn't be ready. Okay. So I had to wait another 30 days to get photos or listing or whatever it is. I figured out those steps that way you can hit the ground running as soon as your product gets into stock. Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about here is confirming your freight forwarders. That's the first step in this whole process. Now, if you don't know what a freight forwarder is, it's someone who's going to ship your goods internationally. Okay, so customs, tariffs, all that stuff. International shipping is very, very confusing, and it's better just to let someone else do this for you. Okay, so the best person to do this for you is one, either your manufacturer or someone who's independent from your manufacturer. Okay, so your first order, what I did is use the manufacturer just because it was easy at that time, but eventually you're gonna want to find an independent, someone that's not your manufacturer to ship your products for you. Okay, so freight forwarders are hard to kind of find. There's Freightos out there, Freightos.com, and there's other freight forwarders, but a lot of them are overpriced. The best thing you do is ask around in Facebook groups or in communities, or if you're in any programs, anything like that, ask for a freight forwarder in there. That's someone that's trusted, it's affordable, someone you can rely on. I've been using my freight forwarder for 3 to 4 years now, and someone I trust, to get any product across, really easily, essentially, and without hiccups, because that's the biggest thing. There's no hiccups the last 3 or 4 years, no issues at all, and they've helped me out tremendously. So you want to find that person. So you probably already figured this out, but definitely confirm this. If you have an independent freight forwarder, make sure you go ahead and get them the contact information for your manufacturer. That way the manufacturer can talk to them when the product's about to be done and they can schedule a pickup date. Okay, so that's the first part. You probably get that done, but I just want to make sure I hit it. 2, so pick and schedule an inspection. Okay, so if you're not getting inspection done for your product, I will slap you. Okay, like straight up, I will slap you, because again, this is going to save up so many hiccups, so many potential issues, so many potential 1-star reviews. And if you don't get your product inspected at the factory and they go all the way to Amazon's FBA warehouse, what are you going to do? Send them back to China or wherever your manufacturer is to get them fixed? No, that's coming back to you. You're fixing that issue. It's going to take months to get them out of the Amazon FBA warehouse. So get an inspection before you ship the product in. These are really easy to do, very affordable. So in my opinion, okay, just my opinion here, don't use Alibaba's inspection services. I have not heard good things about them. I could be wrong. Personally, I've never used them, just going by word of mouth there. I have 2 inspection companies actually in my field manual or cheat sheet on page 27. If you'd like to see who I use, who I recommend, and you can go find this down below. Go ahead and, it's a free download. Go ahead and just put your email in. It's a link down below, like I said, and you can download this. It's about 44 pages. And then on page 27 here out of 46, We have 2 inspection companies that have worked well for a lot of us here. So go ahead and check that out if you'd like, but get your inspection done. What they're going to do is go ahead and just look at your product, take about, I don't know, 10 to 15% off the line, drop them, smell them, make sure the barcodes scan, everything like that, which is so important. You need to set this up in advance because you want to have this scheduled before your product is done, okay? So it's another huge waste of time if your product is done and then you have to wait 4 to 5 days later to get the inspection done because you didn't schedule in advance, right? Because again, say your product's done on a Tuesday, we call in your inspection company and be like, hey, can you get over there? Like, well, we don't have anybody available until next week. And then you're stuck waiting another whole week to get your product shipped out, okay? So you need this all in line, bang, bang, bang. And so you don't waste time here. Again, all these things could cause you a 7-day delay here, 4-day delay here, 30-day delay here. And so we need to make sure we're all prepared. Again, inspection company, how it works is you can get that scheduled, get in contact with your manufacturer. As soon as the manufacturer knows when the date of completion is done, they can call your inspection company and they can set up the date right then and there. This is important because, and there's a lot of, also it's obviously it's important, but there's a lot of motivation for your manufacturer to get that scheduled right away because they don't get paid their 70% or whatever the final cut is until it's inspected, until it's shipped out, until you pay, right? So you're not paying until that inspection is done. So get your inspection done. Next, it's listing your product, all right? So listing your product right here. This needs, I guess first thing I should say, you need to get a UPC code, okay? So before you list your product on Amazon, you need to have a UPC code. You do this on GS1, okay? So GS1 is what I recommend. Go here, get a barcode, GTIN, which is the same thing, UPC, GTIN are essentially the same thing there. And then you can go ahead on Amazon and list your product that way. Next, you wanna make sure you're either brand approved or brand registered before. This is if you wanna list your product on Amazon with your brand name, okay? So these 2 options, I'll show you the third if you don't care about branding, but the way Amazon's going, I recommend getting stuff branded, okay? So first, you either need a brand approval, okay? So to do this, you list the product and then you'll get an error code as soon as you type your brand name in and say, it's gonna say error code 5665 here. And this is them saying, you do not have permission to sell this brand on Amazon. Please respond to us with photos of your product with your brand name on it, your packaging with your brand name on it, and what brand name you want to use. Once you send that in, they'll be like, okay, cool, looks like a real brand. Go ahead and list under this brand name. Okay, so that's your first option. Second option, if you want to skip brand approval, that is get brand registry. Okay, so the difference here is you need to get a trademark, okay, before you do this. So you do need a trademark. And currently, so this is pending to change. There's always changes in Amazon, but currently you can use the pending trademark number so you don't have to wait 12 months to 18 months to get your full trademark because, this process takes a long time with the USPTO office. It's government office. It's slow. So you can use your pending number, which you can get like 3 days after filing to register and get brand registered on Amazon. If you want to go the more legit way, it's just more expensive. You can use Amazon's IP Accelerator right here. Essentially, it's their network of lawyers saying that we submitted this trademark and you're good to go to get brand registered. Otherwise, if you want to get a trademark, I recommend using Fiverr here. You can go ahead and type in trademark, go down, click this, take a look right here, someone you trust, make sure you read the reviews. I like to sort by best selling and go ahead and find somebody right there to do a trademark registration for you. Again, do your due diligence. You can use local lawyers, you could use Upwork, you could use all sorts of things here for this, but this is usually the cheapest option, but the cheapest option has some risk, of course, always. So that is how you can do that to get brand registered or brand approval, either or here, okay? Do note if you get brand registered, you can, get A+ content on your listing, as well get video ads. There's a lot of things that unlock there as well. Okay, say you don't give a crap about a brand, you can list under generic, so doesn't worry about this. You just list it under generic. You have no brand name associated with it. Maybe this is good for you testing out a product, or you're just not ready to brand yet. Whatever it may be, just understand you can't change this later. It used to be Amazon shut this down. They make you make new listings. If you do try to change it and go through some loophole, they'll come after you. They'll split your listing up. They'll shut it down. They'll create a new ASIN. They'll get rid of all your reviews, and it's a mess. So if you want to get branded, make sure you do this right away with your product, okay? Number 4, after that, packaging, okay? So you now have your FN SKU after listing your product. So The difference between, some people get confused on this. Again, I have tons of videos on my channel about UPCs, FN SKUs, Error 5665, getting brand registered, getting a trademark. So make sure you go to my channel after this and look for those videos if you're concerned, or just go to YouTube, search Cameron James, and then whatever you're looking for, I've made a video on it. I've made videos on everything, okay? So make sure you use those resources there. But quickly, so an FN SKU is Amazon's barcode, okay? So this is different than the ASIN. ASIN is just the product identifier to know what product is on Amazon essentially, or what product it is on Amazon. Okay, the FN SKU, the difference here is it's actually a barcode for your Amazon product. This is what they want on your Amazon product before going in. Okay, so once you list your product, which is right up here, get your GS1 UPC code, which is totally different. This is just like a universal product code. Okay, so something they scan on Walmart shelf, where Amazon has their separate barcode right here. Okay, so you use this to list on Amazon, so Amazon knows it's a real product, and they will poop out, pardon my language, they're going to poop out an FN SKU for you, okay? So this is a different barcode, and this is what Amazon wants in the packaging before you send it into their warehouse, okay? So after you get listed, you now have the FN SKU, which is fantastic because the manufacturer is going to want this, okay? If you're branding, you can get it professionally designed. Just give the designer the FN SKU, and they can put that on your product design right there. Okay, I use Upwork for product branding here. Okay, so you can go ahead and use this if you'd like to. You could talk to your designer. You can do all sorts of things, find many designers, interview them, everything like that. So if you're going to get it professionally designed, that's where I would do it. If not, and you're just trying to run lean, you can just use the manufacturer's generic packaging, which they'll give you templates for, and just give them your FN SKU to print on the box for you, whether that's a sticker or they're actually going to print it on the box for you, okay, on the generic side, because you need that on the box to send it into Amazon. All right. So that's the FN SKU going on the box. Fantastic. Amazon, you literally put print item labels on Amazon, and they'll give you a PDF for this to give away to your manufacturer or your designer. After that, okay, you're going to want to write your listing. All right. So again, these two right here, after you get all these set up, okay, you have 30 days or so. If your product's getting manufactured, it takes 14 days, 30 days, whatever it may be, you'll have plenty of time, plus shipping as well, because shipping takes a while. So you have plenty of time, 15 to 45 days here to get all this stuff done. So again, take this with seriousness and get all this stuff done before you get it to Amazon. Trust me, you'll thank me later. You need to have a sense of urgency here. So next, you want to write your listing. Okay, so you can actually make a listing without having to write it. You can leave those sections blank or very bare bones. You have to put a title in, but you can, again, change that later. This is when I write the listing, okay, is right after we're done all this stuff. So one, do market research before you write your listing, okay? So most of you have probably done this before you picked your product because you read through bad reviews, trying to make improvements, everything like that. But if you haven't or need to go deeper into it, you need to do this so that you learn the customer's language and pain points, okay? So when you're writing the copy for your listing, you need to understand how these customers talk, what language they use, what are their pain points, what benefits are you giving them to solve their pain points, okay? So we need to know that before we write. Next, I guess I already hit these points, but read competitors' listings and reviews to learn these, and then read blogs and social media of where customers hang out, your customers hang out, to learn more about market research. Next, you need to do keyword research, okay? So keyword research for your title, bullets, description, and back-end keywords. You can use Helium 10's Magnet and Cerebro tools. I do have a discount code down below in my description if you do need that. Again, save some money if you're going to get it anyways. Otherwise, just use whatever software you have already. But yes, you need to have the right keywords in your title, bullets, and description, and back-end keywords to make sure you are good to go there. And you're going to make a nice mesh of beautiful copy and keywords on your listing to get people to buy, and so you rank properly on Amazon. Okay. C, if you're brand registered, you can create A+ content. So what this is, if we go to Amazon real quick, let's see, and we go to, let's just click this, and we scroll down here. This is A+ content. So you can create this if you're brand registered. Again, you can go ahead and get that done. You can hire this out on Fiverr, Upwork, wherever you want. There's other services, or you can try it yourself. Okay, so just like a web page on your Amazon product page right there. So after this, we have product photography. All right. So this one's a little tricky. People ask me about this one all the time. So first, you need to find your photographers. So who are you using? I recommend you use someone that knows a lot about e-commerce, Amazon, everything like that. And you need to decide if you're getting lifestyles done, infographics done, 3D renderings, and pick the photographer based on what you're picking there. This all depends on your product, your niche, everything like that. So once you got that figured out, maybe it's a combination of all, then you tell your manufacturer to pull the first unit off the line. Okay, you're probably asking, Cameron, how do we get these done before our product even get to Amazon? This is how you do it, okay? This is how you do it. Tell your manufacturer to pull the first unit off the line and DHL Express it to your photographer, okay? In some cases, I use 1 to 2 items. So I send 1 to 2 items just in case one gets damaged to my photographer. That way I have a crystal clean one. It's no dents, no indents, whatever it may be, and I'm good to go there. If you got your samples with branding done on it or there's no changes, you could also use samples there too. Okay, so photos take about 1 to 3 weeks. This is very important to get done so you are, I should say, live. So you are not live without any photos. So essentially, your product gets into Amazon, but your product is not ready to go because you have no photos on that listing. Okay, that's a pain one, because if you get it all the way to the warehouse, then you got to send it out of the warehouse, one of those units, to your photographer. Then it's gonna be another 3 weeks to sometimes 4 weeks, depending on how backed up they are. And that could cause you to have another 15 to 30 day delay before you can even start selling your product. Okay, so this one probably is the biggest mistake and the hardest one to do, but it's the most important. Okay, so make sure you get that, because you're paying for DHL Express. I will pay $100 to $200 to get my product shipped over to photographer, so I can save 15 days, right? Because time is money in this case, and I want to get going. I don't want to wait any longer than I have to. All right, guys, so that's what you need to do to make sure your product's ready to go before it gets into Amazon, right after you order. So this is good for you to know before you order your product, obviously. And if you just ordered, obviously there's a list right there for you to get done. All right, guys. So again, I hope this one really helped out. Make sure you guys subscribe down below if you want to keep updated on everything Amazon related. Also, leave me a comment. If you got any questions, any thoughts, anything that's worked for you, give me a comment down below, or just say what's up. Just say sup dog down below. A little cringy there, but whatever. Just having some fun with it. But otherwise, guys, make sure you check out my other videos on Amazon. Again, I have deeper, detailed videos on pretty much every subject I just went over here. So make sure you just go to the search bar, Cameron James, and type in whatever you're looking for, or just go right to my channel and look around there to make sure you don't forget anything. Again, this business is usually just it's not a hard business. It's just a lot of little steps we have to get right in the right order. And if we mess up this little step here and there, it costs us a lot of money and time for these mistakes. So I don't want that to happen to you. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.